Hey guys, this is John. I'm doing a blindfold recording, and I'm very happy to have here one of my students. Say hi, Connor.
Hi, I'm Connor.
This is Connor from Minnesota. I don't know how much he wants me to reveal about him, but he's a very talented young player and an awesome kid. And he has graciously agreed to play blindfold on camera. And Connor, how many blindfold games have you played in your life? Complete.
Probably like three or four. I'm very inexperienced.
Okay, so he's only played 3 or 4 blindfold games in his life. He knows that I like blindfold as a method of training, and if you've watched my channel, you know I'm starting to get more into that, and I'm a big proponent of it. So we're gonna play a 10-minute game with a 5-second increment, and I've got him on Skype. We're gonna be probably chatting a bit back and forth, not enough to break each other's concentration, hopefully. But I thought this would be fun to do. So Connor, let me send you a challenge.
All right.
Anything you want to tell the audience before we get started?
He's probably gonna crush me.
That that's what they always say, but it's surprising. I've lost to students before blindfold, so that's why I'm making it an unrated game, so you can't take my rating points.
Just no, I'm not that terrible.
All right, challenge incoming, Connor.
There it is. All right.
Good
Ooh,
luck.
I'm black. All right.
I'm white. All right,
I
sweet.
see how it is.
I'm gonna go English on you.
Sigh. So many choices. All right, we'll do someone.
So Connor choosing to defend the King's English. And if the position ever gets fuzzy for you, not saying it will, key us in on your thought process.
Sure.
At what point do you lose sight of the position in your head? I'd be very curious to know.
I'm super salt today. Ooh, choice. The choices.
Connor's a big expert on certain sharp lines that I've chosen to avoid.
I was tempted to play the Kings in the end, but simple setup is just so simple that I just couldn't resist.
Yeah. Your position looks good to me so far.
Still in theory. I mean, we still have a little to go.
That's why it's tough playing you, because you have good theoretical knowledge.
Yeah, but it's moved 11 now, and I don't know what to do. That's the big question. Not quite so fuzzy yet, but all right. I feel like this is a move.
That is most certainly a move. All right. Let's move.
Yeah. d4. Tricky. Maybe planning some knight c5 stuff. Cheese there. Maybe takes b7. If I play queen c8 even. So I think I'll do this.
Yeah, jump into the center. Is that what you would have played if I had played b4 instead of knight e4?
Yeah, probably. Maybe queen c8 is an option too.
Makes sense.
Although with the rook on c1, it might not be the greatest move.
Okay, sir.
Correct calendar. Not bringing out my prep.
Yes, and we're playing on the honor system, of course, guys. If Connor has a board set up next to him, I wouldn't be the wiser.
Kind of like a reverse dragon.
Yeah.
Very much.
That's what you sometimes see this line referred to as. All right. Proceed as planned.
Question is, how important is that knight? Yeah, I don't think I have to overreact just yet.
Solid.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that my e2 pawn is backward and a little undefended. Not undefended, but a little weak.
Yeah. It's a nice draw to the system. All right. Likewise, I'm not a huge fan of how my b7 pawn is always going to be under pressure, so... Yeah. think I'm just gonna play c6. Blunt the bishop.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Seeing the position well thus far?
Yep.
Good.
Rook d2. It's going for piece pressure. Hopefully I can stay solid enough. It's not noteworthy that you haven't played b4 yet, so knight d5 isn't terribly strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was trying to avoid weakening the c3 square.
Normally it's pretty strong. All right. So, all right. As long as there's no tactics, I might as well just try to get rid of your strong knight.
Okay. Dare I bring in a replacement knight?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe b4 now?
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep this simple.
Okay. Trying to get play on the queen side. Always typical. Hmm. All right, I'll try this.
Yeah, thought you'd try that.
Initially, I rejected it because it opens the queen side, but I think there's a little more to it.
Yeah. Well, I can't move my queen from b3.
It's not on b3.
Or from d1, I mean, to b3.
If the what was a blindfold chess.
So I think I'm going to take that pawn. Yeah. Then move this guy.
Yep. Kind of hoping you weren't going to go there. Wanted you to chase my bishop, but hold on.
You're too good for Hope Chess.
Hope chess was fun, though. Yes, so a6 is always on the cards now. It's not very good for me. That being said, a5 could be weak too. So, not quite fuzzy yet, but
good.
We're almost there. It's a bit frustrating because I have bishop paradigm solid, but I don't have much activity. I could try something along these lines. I'm not sure how good it is.
So trying for bishop b4 ideas?
Yeah, that knight is a pest.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about that move is it, I think actually kind of hurts your pressure on e2.
Yeah, true.
But I guess it remains to be seen. I'm going to play... Yeah, I'm going to go here.
Queen a4. I think too threatening just yet. e2 is not really hanging. It's always kind of nerve-wracking to move because you're not sure if it's just going to drop your entire piece. Everything. It's just going to drop. Alright, so Queen g5 fails to knight e4 probably. Yep. d4 is hurting right now, so yeah, I think I've got to play. As much as I hate to do it. Yeah, I think I play rook d8. I don't like doing it though.
Okay. I was thinking you were going to play bishop c5.
Yeah, bishop c5, knight b3.
Bishop b4 maybe after that.
Yeah, d4 hangs. I mean, it's not fun.
You know, you said about worrying about making a move because you don't know if your position's all hanging. That's a good point, and I think that's one of the hard things about blindfold. And you see a lot of blindfold players; they try to play safer moves than they normally would, just for that exact reason. Like they'll try to operate with everything defended.
Mm-hmm.
Rook ed8.
Nice. So be careful I don't run out of time here.
Yeah, exactly. We are playing a pretty fast time control for you guys who are watching.
Okay. Guess we're in the bishop trading business now.
I'm a bishop merchant.
Yep. He doesn't mind that the pawns will be doubled, eh? Risky, risky. I think I would take and play queen d6 if my bishop were hanging on a3. But as it stands, and because I'm only down to 30 seconds now, I think I've got to play side. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
I don't have time. We're going bullet on this blindfold.
Queen d6.
Gotta worry about that bishop.
I think I can do that.
Whoa, when did the knight get there?
Yeah, I took it with my knight on f3.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, not the pawn.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. Okay. I thought you were going to take the e-pawn and then hit my queen. Okay, I guess we're going here. I don't know much of a choice. There's no time.
Yeah, not exactly making it easy on you in the time.
I probably should have read the notation on the upper right.
It's okay.
Yeah, time is not my friend right now. I don't think I have compensation either, but we're just going to play chips. Yeah, this is doing probably nothing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but...
Yeah, everything's falling down now that we're playing bullet. Mm-hmm. All right, I'll resign. No time. Bad position.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Connor. This was a pretty interesting game. What were your impressions of this game, or blindfold chess in general?
Probably the biggest thing I noticed was I wasn't playing quite as actively as I normally would. Like queen e7 was kind of a protective measure. I probably would have played something a little more aggressive if I didn't have the blindfold going on. My position was fine in the middle game. Two bishops, solid game. D4 pawn's pretty strong. But yeah.
Yeah, I thought you had a solid position too. Right around the time you played knight d7, I actually think you're doing pretty well there. If you want, why don't you log out of your live chess and I'll show you how to change your settings back.
All right, I think I can do it.
Okay. And then we'll go back in and we'll take a quick look at it with side of the board.
All right, so
I'm going to do the same.
Classic. That's what I want. All right, back to live chess.
And I'll grab the game and invite you to the board. As far as a training method, do you feel like this is something that could benefit you in the long run?
Yeah. We always do that. Typically at this level, it's mostly doing this sort of thing with pieces on the board and then a very complicated position for tactical sequences or maybe positional ideas. But yeah, this is a good way to practice.
Yep. When I've done this with students, like almost unanimously, they say it was actually easier than they anticipated.
Yeah, I agree. Because we always say, like, oh, we're going to have a 10-move calculation here and then in a complicated position, and then you're getting all daunted by that. And when you play a blindfold chess game, you're really not moving pieces. You're just moving squares, not really even that. So I guess we can calculate like 20 moves deep, as we sometimes brag we can.
Right, and I often think the fact that you're seeing the position every single move and you're starting the game from the beginning like helps strengthen that image in your head of the board, as opposed to just diving into a tactic or something that you're trying to solve on the spot. And the position changes, of course, but you have this like semi-permanent imprint of what's going on.
It would have been worth it to bring an empty board in here, just an empty, like, real board.
Oh,
just for practical purposes.
Yeah. Yeah, so this line, I think A3 is one of the main moves here, correct?
Yeah, bishop E3 is the more piece play line, I think.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I recall some games of Topalev, who plays this line a lot for black, and he always seems to do well with it.
Yeah. I think most recent game was Kramnik's Fiddler.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe the other way around. It was Fiddler Kramnik from some tournament.
Yeah, I remember a game he played against Karyakin, I think, where Karyakin got almost nothing as white.
Yeah, they got like 17 moves of theory, and it's a draw.
Right. What do you think about playing A5 here? I know that's a big decision for black in this line, whether to play A5 or not.
I've never been such a huge fan because I think B4 is a little bit overrated. I mean, it's a great way to get things going, but it weakens squares. And second off, B5 always weakens or A5 always weakens the B5 square, which is not fun.
Right, so white has options like that.
Yeah, and eventually white probably get in B4 anyway, so.
Yeah, it seems like A5 is less appropriate when the bishop's on E3.
Yeah.
Is my impression of this. So I think it's good that you didn't do that. Play bishop G4. Yeah, could also go F6 and put the bishop on E6.
That's another idea, yeah.
But overall, this seemed perfectly fine. I liked your knight D4 move here. Before I get a chance to settle something on C5. Take. Knight C5. And you made the decision not to trade, which seems justified. You played rook B8.
Yeah, pretty typical idea.
Rook here. C6 also makes a lot of sense, seeing as how I'm about to move this knight away.
Yep, bishop on B2 is a bit blunted.
Yeah. This position seems critical to me after knight D2.
Yeah, this is the key position.
Because I feel like if you got a few moves, you'd like to move this knight away, play B6, and then play C5.
Yep, probably black's better in that case.
Yeah, I agree. Is that kind of what you were aiming for with knight D7?
That's typically what happens when I play non-GMs and RIMs.
Well, maybe to avoid the knight trade, because I might have like a superfluous knight issue going on soon.
Yep.
And for those who don't know, superfluous knights are when your knights are like stepping on each other's toes, taking away each other's squares. So for that reason, Connor, maybe knight D5.
Yeah, I rejected it in the game because it kind of hits in the dark. And it's just, it looks great in the center, but I'm not really sure what it's doing there.
Yeah, I think you made the point that if my pawn was on B4, you would have
been
been
much more. Then knight C3 is huge, yeah, but in that case.
Right. Yeah, might be worth considering. But still, knight D7 shouldn't give you any problems at all. And here you played for that A5 move.
Yeah, probably a mistake in hindsight.
What do you like better?
I don't know. I mean, bishop H3 is an idea. It's not really doing anything, but problem with my position here is it's kind of tough to improve it. I mean, maybe rook A8 is an idea. Maybe playing A5 then. Yep. You're not exactly threatening B5 here.
You could also just try to load up against the E-pawn, maybe bishop D6 and rook E7.
Yeah, I considered it. Although the bishop on F8 is doing pretty well where it is, I suppose.
Maybe rook E6.
Rook E6.
You ready for that?
I think I like knight E4 for white there. Might have been wrong.
Rook E6, let's say knight E4, rook BE8.
Yeah, I mean, this is an idea. Maybe rook C2 and then knight C5.
Yes. See, the thing is, if you don't give me anything to bite on with these pawns, I'm not sure exactly what to do with them on the queen side.
Yeah, good point.
It's interesting. It's probably too subtle of a position for how much time we have in a blindfold game.
Yeah. Positional. Yeah, this is not so great. Yeah, it just opens the queen side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mentioned I thought queen e7 actually hurt your pressure on e2, and I think you understood definitely what I meant by that, but people watching might not understand. So why is that? Why does it hurt your pressure?
Well, it piles up more, and it adds another piece to attack e2. But if I ever want to take it, I mean, I'm going to have my queen in the way of the rook. So basically, I'm basically taking all the pressure off of e2 here.
Right. So Connor's kind of walking into potential pin if he ever takes it. So I played queen a4 after that, and you went rook ed8. Maybe bishop c5 was better. I don't know.
Yeah, probably to get out of the way of everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Seems
knight
like
b3, bishop b4. Yeah, like you said.
Loose piece on a3. And then here, and I think probably you should avoid the bishop trade, but I could tell you kind of know you missed that the knight could capture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you go bishop e6, it's still very reasonable for you.
Yeah, not too bad.
Also stops me from playing rook b3.
Yeah, this is probably still pretty even.
I was thinking of some plans with like a6, just trying to bust stuff up, but...
Typical, yeah.
Yeah, b5, or maybe even rook a8 might be an option.
Yep.
So, yep, typical thing that happens in blindfold. You like forget that a certain piece can capture.
Yeah, I thought GF was a move. I moved queen d6 immediately because I thought you had taken GF.
Ah, okay. Then bishop c5. Here, I double-checked to make sure I hadn't played h3 yet.
Yep, that would be a problem.
Right, because what would you have done if the pawn was on
g3 here, yeah, using the pin.
Right. So, yeah, and then rook takes b7.
And yeah, running out of time.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love it.
All right, well, thanks a lot, Connor. Really appreciate you doing this. This is the first time I've had a student participate in a video with me, and this is pretty fun. Do you have any closing comments about Blitz or blindfold or otherwise, or anything you want to tell the audience?
Yeah, it's a good way to train, I think. I think I'll use it in the future, honestly. It's pretty challenging and fun.
Yeah. And what's your current USCF rating, by the way, Connor?
Current USCF rating is about 2,085, I want to say.
Cool. Yeah, so Connor's like knocking on the door of USCF Master, and I think this is a great method to train and one in which I know him and I will probably be doing more of. So,
yep. All right.
Thanks a lot, Connor. Appreciate it.
Yep.
And hope you guys enjoyed this video. Talk to you guys later.